You've always believed that if circumstances were good enough, you would finally change. You've always thought that someday motivation would strike you like lightning, and from that day on you would become a completely different person. But what if the truth is the complete opposite? What if motivation never comes? What if waiting for the perfect moment only traps you in the same cycle of procrastination? Be honest with yourself. How many times have you promised, tomorrow I'll start, tomorrow I'll exercise, tomorrow I'll write my goals, tomorrow I'll study seriously, I'll work harder. And yet, tomorrow never arrives. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not that you lack opportunities. It's that your mind is enslaved by lazy habits. It's not that you lack time. It's that procrastination is stealing it from you. And it's not that you lack dreams. It's that you lack the discipline to make them real. You might not want to hear this, but your greatest enemy is not society, not circumstances, not other people. It's yourself. You thought that one day you'd wake up and suddenly be stronger, more confident, more disciplined. But how many years have you been waiting? And can you see you're still the same person you were yesterday? Maybe it's time to face the truth. Motivation is just a fragile spark. It comes and goes beyond your control. But discipline is the steady torch that carries you through the darkness of procrastination. Whoever controls the mind controls the life. And every change begins with one small decision made right now. Welcome to this channel, a place not just to hear motivational words, but to confront your own reflection. Here, we don't talk about rosy illusions. We don't paint a perfect dream life and then wait for miracles. Instead, we learn to face the truth. A truth that's sometimes raw, sometimes bitter, but powerful enough to wake you up. This channel is not for those who only want comforting words, only to go back and live the same way tomorrow. It is for those who dare to face reality, who dare to admit their own flaws, and who dare to take action. Because motivation is not a fleeting feeling. True motivation is born from the realization that you only have one life. You cannot keep living in tomorrow. You only have today to begin. Each video here is a reminder that time waits for no one, that if you don't take control, you'll continue to be dragged by old habits, by fears, by procrastination. Sometimes, this voice may make you uncomfortable, because it doesn't just soothe, it touches the darker corners inside you. But that's exactly why it's necessary. If you choose to stay, be prepared. You'll hear stories that may move you, that may make you think for hours, and most importantly, they may become the push that changes your life forever. Think of this channel as a mirror. Each time you listen, you'll see yourself more clearly, and you'll realize there is no one else who needs to change except you. And from today, that journey begins. You know, most of us believe that motivation alone is enough to change our lives. But this is the biggest misunderstanding. In reality, motivation is like a spark. It lights up quickly, but fades within hours. What truly makes us fail is not the lack of motivation, but the lack of discipline. Why we misunderstand personal power. Many people believe personal power lies in moments of inspiration. They wait for the perfect day, wait until they feel ready to begin. But that day almost never comes. The more we wait, the more we hypnotize ourselves into thinking we're not good enough yet. And that cycle never ends. 2. The common psychological traps. One of the most dangerous is the dopamine loop. Every time you scroll social media, watch another short video, your brain releases dopamine, tricking you into thinking you're doing something. But the truth is, you're not one step closer to your goal. Another trap is the gratification trap, the addiction to instant pleasure. We choose quick, small joys over patient, long-term results. And slowly, we lose the ability to endure hardship, because the brain has grown addicted to shortcuts. 3. A real-life story I think of Thomas, a man living in Germany. He always spoke about his dream of writing a book, but for 5 years he barely wrote a page. Because every morning he chose 30 more minutes of sleep. Every evening he chose another few episodes of a show. What he got was only repeated guilt. One day, Thomas decided to try something very small. He wrote exactly 5 lines every morning, just 5 lines. And he kept this habit for 3 months. Something strange happened. His first book was finished. You see, personal power does not lie in explosive inspiration. It lies in small actions, repeated until they become habit. I fear, a philosophical view Marcus Aurelius once wrote, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You cannot control the world, but you can control your mind. And if you can, your whole life will shift. Practical application. Start with the smallest act. Write down your goals every morning instead of scrolling your phone. Take one deep breath instead of rushing into the day. These tiny acts are the pieces that build a different life. When you look back, you'll realize something. Life never asked you to be perfect right away. It only asked that you take small steps, but take them consistently. Personal power is not found in bursts of inspiration. It is found in your ability to hold the rhythm, even when there is no motivation left. Think of Thomas's story. He couldn't write an entire chapter in one day. He only wrote 5 lines, but he wrote them every day. And from those 5 lines, a book was born. The lesson here is not just start small. The deeper truth is this: we control our lives only when we learn to control our minds. The mind always wants the easiest path. It hates discomfort, it hates waiting. But if you can train your mind to endure hardship, to settle into repetitive boredom, then you will possess a kind of strength that most people never reach. That strength is discipline, and discipline is freedom. Think about it. The undisciplined person is always dragged by emotion. Today they feel good, they work. Tomorrow they feel low, they quit. They think they are free, but in truth, they are slaves to feelings. On the other hand, the disciplined person may look harsh at first, but discipline actually frees them from chaos. They work even when they don't feel like it. They move forward even when they are tired. And that's exactly what brings them to results others only dream of. Ask yourself, do you really control yourself? Or are you constantly led by instant impulses? One phone notification can pull you away from your goals. One small wave of laziness can make your whole year slip into regret. That's the brutal truth. And yet, it's also the liberating truth. Because once you shift your perspective, you'll see clearly. No one out there is stopping you. Not circumstances, not society, but your own mind. And if you can master it, you can master your entire life. And now, I want to leave you with a question. A question that may stay with you long after this video ends. If tomorrow you could start with just one small habit to transform your entire life, what would it be? Don't rush to answer. Sit down, close your eyes, and ask yourself honestly. Maybe it's waking up 10 minutes earlier. Maybe it's writing 3 lines in a journal, or simply drinking a glass of water before reaching for your phone. So small, yet powerful enough to put you back in control. Because sometimes the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who fails is not intelligence or luck. It's simply who starts and who doesn't. Now imagine if you kept that habit for 1 year, 3 years, or even 10 years. Who would you become? A completely different version of yourself. Or someone stuck in the same place. You see, the answer isn't out there. It's not in this video. It's not in anyone else's words. It's in your decision right here, right now. And I invite you to walk this journey with this channel, not to hear beautiful words, but to have a reminder. Every single day, a reminder that you can control your mind. And once you do, you can control your entire life. So if this message resonated with you, leave a comment below, share with me what small habit you'll begin tomorrow. And if you want to go further, hit subscribe, not for me, but for yourself. So this journey will no longer be a lonely one. Remember, life changes when you change, and every change always begins with one very small step.